So you think people started? It was after the Cameroon match. You think people
After the
started?
Cameroon game, people started to believe and care about Nigeria. That's when people started to care that we're gonna actually win. And then obviously Nigerians, well, we're so winners and so losers. You're not gonna get you can't get onto us for celebrating. Like I'll celebrate like that again, even if we know we're not gonna win.
100%.
I'm not taking one bit of it back. I'm
Bro,
not
that
taking one
fucking
bit of it back.
the video of that guy dancing to water honestly killed. Like that's honestly how I wanted to, the perfect way to dunk on South Africa. Like I was crying a lot. Like I do it all again. I do it. I go through it
I'll do
all
it all
again.
again, and losing the final. I don't like. Obviously, you still go home with a silver medal, but okay. But if we want to, let's just address the football because all bants and Twitter bants and all these type of African war bants. Because the last thing I say is they hate on us because they're like we're the greatest. Well, like in, just the great, not football, just the greatest. Because the hate is unmatched. The hate is unmatched. The
Nah,
hate is unmatched. We're the
I
greatest,
knew,
and they need us to survive.
I knew they were gonna circle when I started seeing tweets like go get Nelson Mandela, let's dunk on him too. Like when I tell you Nigerians will take it far. We'll take it far,
Yeah,
but
but that's the thing. You don't want to go. Here's the thing, and this is the thing. If you want to, if everyone wants to run bands and have an actual cuss match, you will never win.
as in like
You will
like
never like never
the
win.
depravity, the depravity that Nigeria that it will take Nigerians to a different place. You don't want to get into that
Cussing,
battle. You don't
cussing.
want to get into that battle over Nigeria.
Nigerians and Jamaicans, you will never win. That's why we hate each other so much because we're the same. We're just from
You don't want
different
to get into
continents.
that. You don't want to get into that dance with them, man.
Cussing. You don't want to get into that dunya with us. You don't want to go. We'll take it to murky waters. We'll take it. Like you
Shall I
see,
tell you what annoyed me though? Shall I tell you what annoyed me? It's the fact that everyone was just like doing the sly little, oh no, I'm back in Nigeria. No. I actually want you lot to do well. All the other, but as soon as like that's when we was winning. But
no, I
as soon as
smelt them. I smelt
soon as
them a
we
mile
lost,
away.
we
Smelt
lost,
them.
it was like everyone's getting ready to dunk.
You
I just
smelt
want you
them a
to
mile
stand on it.
away.
I just want you to stand on it early doors. Like if you hate us, let us know. If you want like Nigerians, they did it proudly. Like everyone that came through, we dunked on them until it came to the
Enzo
final.
trying to.
What 3-1?
Enzo was trying to give his. Enzo was trying to give his shirt to one of the fans, and all the black man, them was trying to get the shirt. He was like, no, not you, man. Him kept pointing to the steward to bring.
Was there a kid?
Interesting. He's Argentine, innit? He's Argentine.
Wait 1 minute. Julie trying to get into the dance. Yeah, nah. Other countries just need to stand on that. When you hate us, just do it proudly. Like even when we win, try dunk on us. Then like
Dunk on us when we win. Don't wait till we lose.
don't wait
Don't be
till we lose.
shameless.
Don't be hiding in the shadows.
I'll see you soon.
I'm hearing man talk. I'm hearing man. I ain't never seen some of these guys in the Afcon before talking. I ain't never
Bro,
seen some of these
bro.
guys.
I'm hearing
Never.
Cyril. I'm talking Harry. I'm hearing Kong. Oh, wait till Julie gets in it, mate. Chelsea are 20 points
Oh
behind
man, I'm hearing
Liverpool. Damn,
title charge on.
damn.
Title charge is just around the corner.
Anyway, but in a footballing standpoint, yeah, why I'm upset at Nigeria is because you don't play that well through the tournament or that professionally or that efficiently through the tournament, get to the final and then choke.
Choked on a nasty thing, man. And absolutely, just like you go up there and you shat your pants a little. You shat your pants in front of
A
everyone.
little.
Little. You shat your
Bro, no,
pants
it
in
was bad. It was big.
front
It
of
was a big
everyone.
poo. It was a big poo
Literally in front
because
of
you knew Fofana and Frank Kessie were gonna be quite dominant in the midfield because our midfield is literally Frank Onyeka playing alone. And I'm not just saying that because we lost all tournament. And
It's
Iwobi
been
had
the
no
same.
good.
But
Iwobi
so
had no good game.
the only difference, our defense has been absolutely resolute before.
Yeah, and then the defense played bad, except from Truce. The defense played bad. Shoots and Ajayi played okay. The rest played bad throughout the
No, I
whole
even think
tournament.
Ajayi, he kept making me nervous. His passing was
He was
wayward.
nervous. Yeah, his passing was on the ball stuff was very
Oh,
wayward. But I'm saying that Truce was the only one that really stood up in that final.
yeah,
And then the strikers. Well, Osherman is the only one exempt in terms of the final for the strikers because he was getting manhandled, and the referee was just not giving him a daylight. But the two wingers, oh my god, and
Mad,
and
mad.
Chukwueze, Ademola, you've been our best player, but Chukwueze, Samuel Chukwueze,
Easy.
he is so lucky. He is
How
so
did he start that? How did he start that final? That's
bro.
these are some of the decisions
He's
that just
so
boggle
he
me.
is so lucky that nobody cares about him. He's so lucky that he's so obsolete. He's so lucky that like no one actually just gives a heck about him, honestly, because it's criminal. His performance was criminal.
No
The whole
impact,
tournament,
no
the whole
impact
tournament, the
whatsoever.
whole tournament. And when he, anyway, we move on to congratulations to Cote d'Ivoire. Uh,
Yeah,
Literally,
it's good.
congratulations to them. It's the fact that they went through the ups and downs, and you knew Seb Hallas. Yeah, you just knew.
Oh, that was a
Yeah,
nutty finish, though. Fucking hell.
yeah. Just whatever in it. We go again. And do go again, but for a Nigeria thing, I'm only gonna talk on Nigerian platforms on what we should do moving forward.
You're not
I'm not
gonna
gonna talk. I'm not gonna talk on these platforms. I'm not gonna now on Nigerian I'm gonna talk about what we should do moving forward because we've got
give
to
us a little,
address some.
give us
We've
a
got to
little,
address.
little sneak peek. Give us a little sneak peek. Well, give us some headlines.
Get me
Don't
a
that don't
We need a diaspora quota.
quota.
Yeah,
Interesting. So you want to
we
move the
need.
other? What does that look like? You can't bring up things like that. Now I need to dive in a little. What does that mean? Like, does that mean we need more homegrown like players that
Yes,
play in Nigeria?
yes. You can't tell. Listen to me. Listen.
Mm-mm.
You can't
You're
tell
tweaking.
me.
You're tweaking.
Huh?
You're tweaking.
I'm tweaking because what?
You're tweaking
Huh?
because like if we go back to them days, we're going backwards.
That was a better Nigeria.
We didn't quota. I just
Nigeria.
if you want to keep up with the rest of Africa, I promise you, going backwards. In fact, you said the point. I want to hear because I need to hear the reasoning behind this. I need to hear the
We
reasoning.
dropped a Hall of Shame performance in the final. I don't even know. Anyway, um, we need a diaspora quota. What do you want to? Are you ready to listen to my reasoning or how it
I'm
would
ready to
work?
hear.
So I mean, like, okay, let's say the squad is 26 as a 26-man squad. I would say 10 man that were born outside the country can only up to 10 men that were born outside the country can play. Why I say that is because one, we need to legit. We really need to for the development of Nigerian football itself and development of our domestic leagues. We need that because when you really deep it, everybody can't be born abroad and be getting neglected by their European teams and picking Nigeria as their second option. Because then what happens is these man, you can't tell me they know what it means to actually wear the shirt as cliche as it
No,
sounds. Yeah.
stop.
Listen to what I'm
Because
saying.
no, you can't run that narrative. You can't run that narrative. You can't. I'm not letting it happen. I'm not letting it happen because they understood what it meant when they beat South Africa, when they beat Cameroon. They did all they fumbled, they flopped, but say it like we can't let them go out like that. We can't.
Why? Okay. Stop. So you're saying they understood because they got to the final. Why was the performance languid? That's one of the worst. That's one of the worst. That's one of the. That's one of the.
You're 100% right.
That's
That was
wait. Let me finish. Let me finish. That's one of the
landed.
worst performances I've seen. That's one of the worst final like bottle jobs I've seen in the final. Like they did nothing. There was no chance. So, and this isn't the first time I've said this. I'm not saying this. This is the first time we've covered it because we can't really be covering Nigeria content because it's not every day they get to the final. But I've been saying the same point for like 4 years, bro,
You have been.
about the diaspora thing. You need to get homegrown players because these guys actually don't know what it means to play for Nigeria. I'm being serious
So what's the balance between they
because
know
listen.
what's the balance between they know what it means and the quality of the
That's why I
player?
said. That's why I said the. That's why I said the. Okay, how many men in Egypt play from a born abroad or play abroad? Or like majority of the Egyptian team play in Egypt. Majority of the Cape Verde team play in Cape Verde. Majority of all these other teams that go far because you're just thinking of okay, the Ivorians play around the world but other the Ivorians, the Ghanaians, and the Nigerians, okay, they play predominantly in Europe, but the not the North African teams, a lot of them play in their leagues. South Africa, a lot of them play in their league. What I'm trying to say is, and then why I'm not limiting it, but why I'm not limiting it to if you don't play in your league, you shouldn't play. I'm saying if you were born in Nigeria, predominantly to get rid of like the disparity, to get a clear definition between being raised in Nigeria, because I know you can be born and then move in a year abroad, but I'm saying that because a lot of guys we're in a country of 200 million people, Grant, yeah, and you can't tell me Iwobi, Olaina, who else is there? All of these men that are diaspora grew up knowing what it meant to play for Nigeria. They wanted to play for England, and that's
Well,
fine.
okay, cool. Let me know. Let me know when I can land. Let me know when I can land. Can I land?
No, go on.
Cool. You make good points about the Egyptian league and the South African league and the fact that a lot of the South African and Egyptian team play in their home countries. Look at the quality of those leagues. Egyptian teams are regularly winning the
Let me
African
finish.
Champions
Okay,
League.
okay,
No, no,
okay.
no,
Let me
no,
stop
no.
you
You
there.
let me land.
Let
You
me
let me
go
land.
on,
You
go
let me
on, go on,
land.
go on.
I'll land now. The majority of the is always Egyptian teams that are showing up in the latter stages of the African quarterfinals, African Champions League. South African teams as well have always been quality. Again, also the one like if the domestic infrastructure of like Nigerian football was quality and was producing quality players, I'd
Mhm,
100% agree with you. Like we
mhm.
should definitely be, but we're not like there's a lot of work that has to go on behind the scenes to
Okay,
improve.
okay, okay.
No, 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 no. Let me land. Let me land. Let me
Go
land.
on, go on,
To
go on.
improve the quality of domestic footballers that are producing up to improve the quality of the domestic leagues. Because when we can, like, as you said, you're 100% right. 200 million people that live in Nigeria, we should be producing better homegrown players. We shouldn't have to rely on like just the diaspora boys that are educated elsewhere. But it comes with like the quality of our own domestic leagues, the quality of our own developmental programs, the quality of the Nigerian FA to develop players. Like, can you tell me there's what the pathway is for developing players in Nigeria? Do you
Okay, can I
trust that
go? Can
pathway
I
to
go?
produce quality players? Go
Can
for
I
it.
go? Can I go? This
Go
isn't
for it.
just a Super Eagles issue. This is an NFF issue. This is a Football Federation issue. What I'm saying is the youngest player, Tim and I worked it out. The youngest, Howard was the youngest player in our squad.
Not too sure. Who is it?
It's Chukwueze,
22?
24.
24.
Bro, so everybody's in their prime, more or less. You have 25, 24-year-olds to 33-year-olds. Everybody's in their prime. Now, you're saying that, okay, if we go back to the days of having Sunday and band, some of these men, and some of these men that, like, who played in the man who weren't playing in the best leagues in Europe, they knew what it was to play for Nigeria. Uche knew what it was to play for Nigeria. These mid-man, let's deep it. These mid-man around the 20 to 2010 times, they weren't the best, but you couldn't say they didn't know what it meant. They just weren't good. I prefer that. Because for me, Owobi's played how many games for Nigeria and how many have been good?
24. No, stop,
74.
stop, stop,
No,
stop,
wait, wait,
stop, man.
wait,
Stop,
wait.
stop.
How
What do you mean?
many has it? How many have been good?
I don't know how many have been good, but I'm not playing like he's played a lot of games for Nigeria. Again, he's turned up for Nigeria, and I like the quality for me. The quality hasn't been.
Triumphs. For you, the quality triumphs the passion. For me, it's the other way because it should be an honor to play for your country. Firstly, I'm not. No,
It's clearly an honor
no,
for
but let me
Iwobi.
land. Let
It's
me
clearly
land because
no, no, no. It's an honor for Iwobi because he didn't just like
no,
he
I
didn't
didn't
wait
say. I'm not even.
he didn't wait
I
around.
respect. You
He
can't
didn't
keep.
wait around for England. He picked them early doors. He picked Nigeria early doors. He
You
turns up.
can't keep bringing up this argument after crap performances, bro.
No, but
It's very
you're talking
frustrating.
about the
You
passion.
can't.
You're talking about does Iwobi know what it means to play for Nigeria? Every single he doesn't turn down international call ups. He doesn't he wasn't here when all the rest of the diaspora boys were turning up. He was literally the first one. So I'm not
Okay,
hearing
so how long is that gonna hold? Because
I'm
for
not,
the edit,
bro. I'm not saying this. Forget about the quality. If you don't think he's like the quality is good enough, that's cool. But I'm not letting the he doesn't know what it means to play for
so why
Nigeria.
is he? So
I'm not
why is
letting
it?
that
So
land.
maybe then it's just his style of play. And if that's the case, he shouldn't play at international level because you can't be languid. Because the one thing about what then that style of play is not gonna cut for me because then okay, let's just analyze the quality. It's not been good enough. Cool.
No,
And I'll rather
the last two games were not good enough. Apart from that, he
the
did like
last the whole tournament. The
he did
tournament.
he
He
did
he wasn't
no
good this
no
tournament. He
stop
wasn't good
stop
this tournament.
because
He wasn't good this tournament.
you've already talked about the structure and the fact that left that midfield on the island, and I feel like he acquitted himself well enough throughout the tournament. The last two games he was horrid. I hold my hands up to that.
And then
But apart
also,
from that,
okay, let me
I
get
don't
through some
think
of these comments. Let me get through one of these comments. Let me get through. Let's work our way back. Nat said, Shem, that's a howler. Let's have 11 passion merchants play and you see how piss poor we are. I never said that. I said have a quota and have a balance. You can't have when the team's flooded with diaspora players. I think you lose the identity of what it is to play for being Nigerian, because a lot of these people, Nigeria is not their first choice. That's what I'm saying. Let's go back, because Ugo and Nats have been having a back and forth. He said promo 3 or 4 man from the under 21s as well. Like, we have no pipeline. We have no pipeline, obviously, because the domestic infrastructure is not there. That doesn't seem to exist. I get you, Shems, but if homegrown produces scrubs like Moses Simon and Chukwueze, what's the point? Firstly, Moses Simon is dropped is 10 times the man Chukwueze is in a Nigerian shirt. Chukwueze has done nothing for Nigeria. At least Moses Simon actually does something on the ball. Deeper, it's a process. Even if I think this is to your point, Banks, in that, do you try? It has to start somewhere. The process, you compared it with South Africa and Egypt and all these. It has to start somewhere.
But it has to start behind the scenes. It
Yeah,
don't.
but
Like,
it
it doesn't benefit
I said
Nigeria.
it's an NFF problem, because
I agree. It's an NFF problem, but it doesn't get fixed by throwing a whole bunch of like homegrown players into the Nigerian team. That messes up what they're doing. What's been done so far. Like,
so
for
why?
me,
Okay, when they get to the world stage, why does it choke even bad? Like, why is it so much worse?
when it gets to the biggest stage,
The world stage, yeah, because this is the first time we've got this far, and this shocked everyone. Let's not lie.
all right, cool. Like, why we choked again? I don't know why. We went out there and it looked as if we hadn't been coached. It looked as if like they were scared. You're 100% right in all of those assessments.
The moment we put real expectation on them.
No, don't do that, because they literally they got out again after the first match when we drew with, was it Equatorial Guinea? Everyone was down on the team. Everyone was like, this team isn't making it out. I've got no faith. I was talking to Ricky and he was like, I don't expect I'm not expecting anything from this team. And they took let's not act as if we were all expecting Nigeria to go and win this tournament off the before a ball was kicked. I don't think many.
Okay, let me say this. I don't think the quality, and I feel like I don't think, and I can blindly say, I don't think the drop off in quality between what we see now from some of these players, if you put in some of the domestic players. Sorry, I'm reading some of the comments. If you put in I don't think the drop off in quality is as big as you think it is. I think you're putting so much onus on people that don't know Algeria's not their first choice, because I feel like at the end of the day, these men are used to these scenarios and situations in terms of and it matters in terms of heat, in terms of pitch, in terms of like what Afcon is, and playing against these type of profile of players. Sorry.
Would this convo be taking place if Nigeria won the final?
Is that for me?
One thing I'll say is Shem has been consistent with this thought. Like, we talked about Nigeria before, and he's had this thought consistently. But for me, like, again, seeing the diaspora players again, you're right in the sense that a lot of them did want
They couldn't play for England. They couldn't play for England,
and then went to Nigeria. And maybe there is a discussion to be had about how early you try and, but we're all about trying to improve. Like, for me, the thing with Nigeria has always been improve the quality. You're right about, like, with international football, to any level, you need to have a certain level of like understanding what it means to play for the country in order to
and I don't think a lot of them do.
And I don't know. I feel like I disagree, because again, as much as these are all wanted to play for England, a lot of them would have grown up in predominantly Nigerian cultural homes. So like, I don't see, like, for me, if I was naturally, like, if I was to come up, if I was good enough and come up in the footballing system, naturally I would have played for England, like, just because I'm in the country, and I would have played for the under-21 team. It's not me saying I would have picked England as my first choice, but naturally, it's like, as we said, there's no pipeline for like Nigerian young players to go to Nigeria and go up through the under-16s, under-17s, whatever. You just play for England. It makes the most sense. But like, I don't get this idea that these are not like, they would understand what it means to be Nigerian, to play for Nigeria. That's the thing with me. That's what I don't get about this discussion with the diaspora players, because if we go into any of their households as they was growing up, it would be a culturally Nigerian household. They would have grown up culturally Nigerian. So I don't like the idea that these lot wouldn't understand or wouldn't get. Obviously, you're 100% right in the sense that
So
they
why? So you think you think on the world stage, like in Afcon, when you're playing in African pitches, in African pitches and African opponents, you think players that actually play in Africa week in week out won't be better suited to the style of play, and you think they wouldn't know what it means more to play? You think it'll be the same? You think it'll be the same as someone born in England that's predominantly grew up through the English system because their household, because when they come home they eat pounded jam.
yeah.
Let's talk about Arsenal.
Okay, let's go to Arsenal because like yo, no, let's continue because I get where you're trying to let.
Do me a favor, Nat. Man get abused online like a Wobby, but today think the best diaspora we have want to play after seeing the grief. What?
Yeah, no, Wilby
Oh,
was getting
do,
Wilby was getting
do
cooked.
me a favor. Cool. So why didn't Saka play for what? So Saka didn't play because Iwobi's got cooked today. They called Saka a monkey. He played for England. They call Saka a monkey. If you play for France, go ask the France on '98 team. Go ask Zidane what France did to Zidane after he won the World Cup. Go ask. Like what's getting cooked? Getting cooked is a poor excuse. And then secondly, boo hoo if you don't want to play for Nigeria because you got cooked by Nigerians for a bad performance. Boo hoo. You playing for Nigeria when you have the choice to play for England, you're not doing Nigerians a favor. This is what everyone needs to get out of their head. And this is why I want a quota, because the narrative of like, okay, I have the choice to play for England, but I choose to play for Nigeria. Oh, we stand with you, brother. How dare you? You're not doing us a favor in a country of 200 million people. You play for Nigeria because it's an honor, not because one, you didn't get picked for a European team, and not because one, okay, they'll rate me, like let me do the honor. You play for it because your country called you up. That's what you play for it. So don't tell me, what's Nats's comment? Oh, seeing how he's getting cooked by Nigerians means, oh, how do you think the other diasporans will now want to come back to play? Get out of here. That's an inferior comment. You're not inferior because you're not superior because you play in a European country, you're born in England, and you're coming back. Allow it. You need to stop looking at these men like this. They're Nigerians, so treat them as the same people that play back at home. Why haven't I seen any verbal on Oshiman or on any socials? Why haven't I seen any? I can say I saw, even though for Oshiman it's about goals. You can't say Oshiman didn't try. You can't say he didn't give his all. One, two. Even though Oshiman is like the world class player, the most higher profile player, Iwobi is the most senior man on that team for me. Iwobi's been in the team 9 years. Iwobi's 27 or 28 years old. He's been in the team 9 years, and Iwobi's the most for me. If after Oshiman, it's Iwobi for me. And Oshiman tried. He just didn't score.
You
Oshiman
know what?
tried.
You don't think Wilby tried?
He played poorly, Banks.
He
If he
played
played like
poorly.
he
He did
played
play
poorly the
poorly.
majority of the
But
tournament, it was not good enough. It
that doesn't
wasn't
mean
good
he
enough.
didn't try though.
He
That doesn't
didn't
mean
try. He didn't try. He didn't
nah,
try.
stop, man.
He didn't
Stop,
try.
stop,
It
stop,
was
stop.
language.
Because
It
once
was
we get into the territory of saying, players played badly, so that means they don't, and that means they don't care. That means they didn't put in any effort. That's when you get into the Graham Souness, Paul Pogba type. Oh, look at him. He's made a mistake on the ball. He clearly don't care. He's clear like you can't say it. Like for me, you can't say that. For me, I don't doubt Iwobi cared. I don't doubt Iwobi wanted to play better. He just sucked for the final 2 games. He just sucked,
just
and
2 games, just two.
yes, for me, he
Hardy,
sucked for the final two
Hardy,
games. He
Hardy.
wasn't bad. There was a clear drop off for him.
And
Ola
when
Aina
Yusuf
for the
came on,
final. Ola Aina for the final. He was
yeah, Ola
bad for the
Aina was
final.
bad for the final, and then he missed the penalty the previous game, but he was bad for the final.
He was bad for the
Koulibaly
final.
got cooked and still played. That was for France. That was to Dom's comment. All you boys have gone soft. We can't criticize poor performances anymore. Listen, criticizing Iwobi's lifestyle and his Instagram was wrong, but he's not good. He criticized his performance. He's weak. It was
It was
bad.
bad. It was
And
a bad
Iwobi
performance.
wasn't getting abuse. Let's be honest. We know what
No,
abuse
no, he
is.
was not today. Like today after the match, he's been getting on socials.
What
Like
was
the
what was they saying to him?
Oshiman, Musa, all of these like to put.
Yeah, but they do it for everyone. They do it for everybody gets abused in
I'm
international
not saying
tournaments.
you obviously
It's wrong. It's
obviously
wrong.
coupled in with the fact that he had a terrible performance. Obviously, Nigerians found like who they were gonna blame and who they wanted to go at, and it was obviously like the most intense I will be.
Okay.
This
So
again, this is not me saying players shouldn't be cooked for bad
Beckham had a
performances.
better tournament in 1998 than Iwobi would ever have in his life, and he got absolutely abused for about 12 months. No, for about 9 months.
He did. This is not me. This is not me saying. This is not me saying players can't get cooked. But
So,
it obviously went. We obviously went way
and
further
Beckham didn't
than
even
it
play
needed.
bad.
It obviously went way. He did, but he barely played. He
He
barely
got a
played
red.
in that
He
year.
got a red card. That's what I mean. No, he came on. He had a good game. Had a fantastic game. He played the next game and he got a red card.
And he got red, bro. If
But he didn't. But I'm saying that he didn't.
If we got knocked out in round of 16, or Iwobi played 2 games and in the second game he got sent off, you would cook him. You would cook him.
Hold on.
Don't say
Wait.
otherwise.
Wait.
Because
Wait.
remember
Wait.
2019, no, not
Exactly. No.
2019
No.
or
No. No.
2021,
2020. It was
2021,
2021. He got a red card. Got sent off
and he
against
got cooked.
Ghana.
And he got
Not like
cooked
this.
rightfully
No. No,
so.
yeah. And
He
he got.
got
Yeah.
cooked
But my
rightfully
thing is,
so.
was it abuse?
He wasn't getting abused. I don't know. I wasn't looked into whether he got abused that time, but like, but if that happened, like, that has happened to him, and he would have got cooked.
And then why are you tweeting comps out? We're in a tournament. You played a 0-0 in the first game. You're tweeting comps. You're posting you lot eating pounded jam and acting like kids. You're seniors. All of you supposed to be at the peak of your careers.
It's
You're
not
26.
for me.
Let me finish. You're
No,
26 and
I'm
27.
looking at the comment. I'm looking at the comment. Go through.
You're 26 and 27. Every game you're posting comps. You lot of eating pounded jam and all things like that. I can't lie. Yeah, I can't lie. In some part of it, you bring it on yourself because the job's not done. Game's not finished. At what point are you lot gonna act like generals? You're at favorites. Act like senior men in this tournament. So if you want to, and I'm seeing people that it's coming out. Oh, well, we might just take a step back and retire. Okay, fine, retire. Messi did Messi not say he's retiring? Did Messi not say after every tournament I'm retire? That's fine. Like no one's gonna beg you. He shouldn't be getting abused. But what should be criticized is the performance,
I
and
don't mind the criticism. There's a
that's all
difference
I'm
between
saying.
criticism. There's
But my
always a
thing is
difference between criticism and abuse, though.
abuse get level.
This
That's
is
what I'm gonna
this is why
say.
this is with Ugo Grant. Why you acting like it's undeserved? You look like him getting cooked is not a problem. Like you can get cooked, but again, where it goes into is where it starts getting into the abuse, and it starts getting into like nobody deserves the abuse. Deep, if we take it to club football, you can't rely on your best players. But I'm confused of what we're saying. Like, are we saying like because if we're saying Iwobi had a bad final or a bad game, I agree, and like there should be questions asked about like whether like what role Iwobi plays going forward or whatever. Like I don't mind those conversations because those are footballing conversations. But again, we look at we look at the quality of what comes behind Iwobi and who you want. Like you're talking about grabbing players from the Nigerian league or domestic players, and I'm just like, bro, if we actually need to look at the quality, because we saw Yusuf. I don't even know where Yusuf plays. He like I just found out about him this tournament. I don't know where he plays, but he's bloody woeful. And he was our backup. Like he only came because somebody got injured. I can't remember who got
And
injured.
Diddy.
Ndidi, that's it. He only came because Ndidi got injured. My brother, he is
Plays in
woeful.
Antwerp.
Plays
He's
in
woeful.
Antwerp, bro. He's
Yeah.
awful. He's awful, and like, and if that's the level of play he plays in Europe, and I'm sure he was probably born like he's probably a domestic player. If that's the quality of player that's gonna come up behind Iwobi, you can't tell me that like that idea of just grabbing domestic players is what's gonna sort out Nigeria. It's way like it's. I like the idea, but it's way more structural and it's way more work needs to be done before we're doing that. Like if we can get to a point where we're producing the quality of players that we can throw into the national team, I'm all for it. Like Diaspora, no Diaspora, that doesn't matter. Like the best quality players are the ones that should
Let's go
are the
through.
ones that should play.
Let's go through. Do you think Nat Pom? It's a great point. And Pesero has his hands to. He has to talk some. He has to take some flack because the in-game management was
100,
not good enough.
100,
Was not good enough. It wasn't good enough. It just wasn't good enough at all.
100.
And you should
Because
know that when you're getting dominated like that in midfield, you need to put another man in there and tell.
it's been like that all tournament though. It's been like it's only because
And we scraped and we've been
we had
winning.
the best
That's
defense. We had the best defense in the tournament. Choose to Kong, my word, like honestly, salute because you were holding it down throughout the whole tournament. And it was just a game too far, like to rely on the defense to bail you out time and time again.
these
Like
homegrown besides keeper. Name me 5 homegrown who had an 8/out of 10. They did F all and have done F all for Nigeria. Okay. In the comments, name 5. By homegrown, we mean born. By homegrown, I meant born in Nigeria. So he said name 5 players born in Nigeria, more or less, that had an 8 out of 10 game. They all did F4. Who had an 8 out of 10 game though? No one did though. Homegrown, no one on the pitch had an 8 out of 10. Maybe Troost, but no one had an 8 out of 10
And
game. No, no, he didn't. He had a mare.
oh, you mean in the final?
Oh, I mean tournament. Okay, in the tournament. Okay, yeah, tournament. That's better. Tournament. Name 5. We'll get back to that whilst maybe Grant's answer question. I'll do some thingy and check. But what was his job exactly? So I think Ugo said, "Did Iwobi do his job?" And then and he said, "He's what was his job exactly?" National and nationalism and patriotism is frying people. Why have you got no chat for Simon Zanussi? Shame's players have done FO. Right. To answer that, Iwobi is Iwobi is one of our best players in the team. You can't expect you can't expect the same thing from Ben White as you do Saka. You can't accept the same thing from Wan-Bissaka as you do Rashford. So stop bringing up Moses Simon. Stop bringing up Zanussi. Bring up the best players rise to the occasion in your team, and they have bigger expectations on them. It will be Oshiman are our 2 biggest players for me personally. It will be because you've been there, you've got the longevity, and supposedly you know what plays to reach Nigeria. So the minimum I expect from you is to try, just to look like you're trying and to have some sort of impact on the game. Oshimen, you're the marquee striker. So, and Oshimen had a Dom said Oshimen had a stink of the tournament. Let's get straight to that, please. Yeah, goals wise, he did, but again, like the Gabby Jesus thing, he did everything else right in terms of getting himself about. So I can't question Oshimen's heart, but the quality was poor. I'm questioning Iwobi's heart, and the quality was poor,
You can't
and the
do that,
quality was
man.
poor,
You
and the
can't do
quality was poor.
you can question the quality, no doubt, but like I'm not hearing the
What
heart.
showed me there that he had heart?
I'm not hearing the heart stuff, man. I'm not hearing the heart stuff.
Considering the tactics at hand, if your defense is bypassing your midfield, what are you as a midfield supposed to do at that point? Stick it on your defenders and tell them to play through the midfield, but the tactic was to go out wide and to go long. But every time the ball did come into the midfield in spillages, we were second to the ball. We were third to the ball. So stop saying it keeps getting bypassed, because it's not possible for a whole game to bypass a midfield. How come it's not possible for a whole game to bypass a midfield? Because sometimes spillages come, and every time we were third to the ball. Can we please act like we all did? Can we please be guided in these comments, brother? I'm getting so worked up.
Please name me one playmaker besides Awobi. That's where it's difficult though, because like again, we look at the team that we put. Shem is right, like and that's a coaching thing as well. That's a coaching thing as well,
Yeah.
where you always saw us going long. Like it was always a Jai, always a Kong trying to find
This
Osimhen
is how I feel about
in the
you.
tunnels.
If you watch that tournament, Banks and everybody on Pro Iwobi, if you watch that tournament, believe the performance was good enough, yeah? Good night. Genuinely.
Again, I disagree. I think up until the semi-final, he wasn't bad. I didn't think it was like you don't pick out his performances as a raw. This is the lightning bolt for bad performances. The way his semi-final and final were, like up until then, I feel like he was contributing to the team. Well, like again, if we want to talk improving the quality of the Nigerian football team, I'm happy to do that in terms of like, should we have better midfielders than Iwobi? 100%, 100%. This is not me saying Iwobi's the creme of the creme, but this is me saying that though from how the manager set us up to the job that Onyeka and Iwobi had to do in that midfield,
Ewaka played alone whole tournament.
and he did and he looked overrun as well. He looked over. He
Yeah,
tried.
but
He
that's what
tried.
happens when you play alone.
He tried, but he looked bad as well. He looked bad as well. He was drowning in there as well. He was drowning in there as well. That's the problem. He was drowning in there as well. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Wasn't bad, isn't good. Like if I'm not saying he was the best, he wasn't the best midfielder in the tournament. He wasn't the top 3 player in the tournament. I'm not saying any of that. I'm not saying any of that. But he wasn't a lightning bolt. This isn't the performance you put out and you say this is what a bad performance looks like. This is what a bad tournament looks like up until the semi-final and the final. Again, if we want to talk about improving and where those improvements come from, happy to do it. I don't mind because we can improve on Iwobi. We can definitely improve on Iwobi. But then We have to look at what comes after and who you go and replace Iwobi with in the squad. Can we find 2 or 3 better midfielders to replace Iwobi with? If you can bring them to the table, I hope they get called up. Because this is not me saying Iwobi is the one that you have to keep in the squad because he picked Nigeria or blah 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 blah
This is
blah. I'm not
Victor's
saying any
second
of that.
tournament. First
Is
one
it
he was
Victor?
injured. I think it's his second one. The other one he was injured. So bringing up Victor, stop talking about Victor. This is not. This is his second tournament. Oh, he's been in 9 years.
Get man that want to be it. See, this is what I mean. This is why I'm like, I feel like we're going in circles a little bit. I feel like we're going in circles because it's personal with a Wilby for Shems. He's let him down twice. That's fair enough. On a footballing thing, I don't mind that. I don't mind that because again, got getting sent off in 2021, 2023. You're again like you have stinkers in the semi-final and final. Like again, if you want to improve, if you want to replace a Wilby, I don't mind that. But I'm not hearing go grab somebody from Sunshine Stars or the Nigerian League or whatever to replace him.
I think it's the way in which you view the leagues, and everyone's just racist. So cool.
It's not.
Inaki, it's
It's
the
not
same thing with
because
Inaki Williams. This is perfect. Same thing. He's a disgrace. Disgrace.
I
Inaki
don't.
Williams played for Ghana. It's a
Inaki Williams
disgrace.
was poor. Inaki Williams was poor for Ghana. I'm
It's a
not. It's not
disgrace, man.
about
We all rating it. Let's
if the
come on.
quality. If the quality of the teams in Nigeria was higher, and we played our better standard of football, it would make sense. That's why
What?
when you talk. That's
Man
why when you
calling in the
talk.
Wobby but making excuses for Nyeka. Let's switch to Prem. A man that played like 6 games in midfield alone. Let's switch to Prem football. 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 Let's
Drizzy,
switch.
there's a common piece. I
Let's
already know
switch to Prem.
you're repping Ghana, aren't you?
Let's switch to Prem football because no one wants to have an honest. Nobody wants to have an honest conversation about Nigeria because everybody's so blinded. And I feel like a lot of you see a Iwobi in yourselves. A lot of you see these diaspora, these in it boys in yourselves. That's why you all feel you see the mirror. You put the mirror in front of you and you see it. That's why you don't want to have an honest conversation. But I think we should have a quota, and I think the NFF needs to really look inwards and try to improve domestic football. That's what I think the way
I
forward is.
agree with the second part. The first part can only come with the second part. You need the second part first before the first part. Do the
Cool.
second part, and you can 100% have the first part, but you can't do it the other way around. You cannot do it the other way around.
Truthfully, Ivory Coast smoked you, man. No, they did. But this is the conversation we're having is bigger than the final. This is what everyone needs to understand. It's bigger than the final, and it's unfortunate. But I've been saying this. I've been saying show the funny comments as well. So the laughing faces, all the Ghanaians in the comments. Show the funny comments as well. So it shows everyone. So put this one up. Yeah.
Thanks for the
Thanks
trade for
for
England.
England.
Good
Go
machine
machine for
for
me
people
for
with
Gene for Trent.
light skin niggas fighting it out, man.
Put the funny comments on from Super Eagles to
Always
Super
good.
Pigeon. I know you had that one parked off for a long time, mate.
Yeah, Ivory Coast deserved that easy, no
No
contest.
contest.
Fittest
And that
final.
was one of the worst finals I've watched. Let's be honest. It's bad. It was horrendous. It was horrendous. You made Olaina made a dingo look like Mane.
Nasty business.
He made a
Nasty.
dingo look, and he cooked him several times. After time, he cooked him. So when you're going
With
forward, Olaina, I asked you one question: why do you have to fall over? Why are you flat-footed? Why is your pass overhit? Why are your crosses overhit? Like, okay, you got cooked defensively. Okay, offer something going forward. All right, all right.
yeah, Olaina dead on his feet for that match shows.
So going into the World
Bro,
Cup.
no, sorry, last thing, bro. When he missed his penalty, on my life, ask Ricky. I was just shouting, "Why are your shorts so low? Why are your shorts so baggy?" That's the only like you. I was just thinking you can't score a penalty with shorts that baggy. It's gonna affect your knees. Like it's gonna tickle your knees. You can't be put off in them
All I'm
situations.
saying, because it's style and image. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. You need man whose first priority is putting on that Super Eagles just and bringing it home. Image and style and vibes and eating pound jam and snapping and playing music and partying through the tunnel because it's all fun and games and and it's all like a holiday. It's not what this is work. This is business. There's people that will die for this jersey. There's people that will put blood on the jersey. Could it well be played up aside talent aside? talent aside, because he's not obviously as good as Bellingham, Henderson, all the other players that he can't start over. Can he perform like that for England, and they think that he had the passion? That Because you're saying that if he performed like that for England, what would they say about, not aside him not being good enough? What would they say about his
But
passion? He wants to
we
die for the
always said
shirt.
it. We know how tired England commentary is, though. We know how tired England pundits. That's just tired.
Oh,
That's tired.
so it's not true. Is that what you're saying? For him, it's not true. You believe he would
I
die
think
for that.
that's so unquantifiable. Like it's just it's an easy thing to sell papers. It's an easy thing to discuss when you know there's no like definitive answer. Like it's the same thing. We saw it all the time with Pogba for Man United and Graham Souness and certain United players and
If the
all
shirt's
like
too heavy, if the
Arsenal.
shirt's too heavy, get rid of it. And that's why when he said he wants to retire, I'll clap you off. If the shirt's too heavy, get rid of it, because you're representing 200 million people, and we're the ones that have to go to war in all these spaces, go to work and hold it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, that's true. But how often do you see Sterling play? I don't know what comment that was in response to. Same thing happened with Brazil years ago, and everyone called for homegrown players. Did they go with homegrown? Like I don't know with that. I don't know with that. Obviously, after they got cooked, I imagine they tried to
Yeah,
change.
yeah.
Let's read the rule. When Sterling play bad, they're reminded where they're from. 100%.
So yeah, the whole abuse thing it
You
happens with
reckon the whole
everyone.
nation stand on business? Just accept it. Stop the media commentary because I know whilst you're watching the game, you didn't say this. No, I say media commentary, bro. I promise you. But I'm just trying to keep everything in perspective. Like I'm trying not to
Be
have no.
reactionary
It's
and be
not. It's not. I don't
extreme.
want it to be reactionary because again, when Ola Aina was one of the best defenders earlier in the tournament, I wasn't
No,
saying
he
he
got
doesn't.
cooked. He got cooked, and I'm
He
not
did.
saying
He
he
did.
got
But
I'm saying in the
I'm saying
final.
I never thought he lacked like he lacked. He didn't
I
want
think it's
to.
just balance in it. I'm saying this is the last point I'm gonna make. It's just balance. I'm not saying don't have them, but I'm saying if you have man that are raised in Nigeria and domestic, it will be a balance in the squad. But when the squad is predominantly diaspora, you lose the identity of what it means to wear the Super Eagle shirt. It's not possible for you to live. It's not possible for you to be predominantly have players who are predominantly raised outside Nigeria and know what it means to put on a Super Eagle shirt. I just don't know how it. I just don't know how that exists. But yeah,
Let's spin on some Prem football before we get our
I'll
rest.
spend 5 minutes talking Prem because the Nigeria thing it completely clattered me. You know,
Yeah, nah,
it completely clattered me. Congratulations, Declan Rice, for finally beating the West Ham voodoo, and I think this is the best way to get rid of it now. So the whole West Ham thing is not really a big game. It's not a big fixture anymore. I don't think for Declan Rice because he's kind of like dunked on them. So now it could just be a normal game. It always will be, but like, do you get what I mean, Banks?
Yeah, the West Ham fans had some chat for. I think you lot lost twice already to them this season. So
Now they've got the best
that's
of
it.
us 3 times. So
Three
yeah.
times.
Yeah, the 2-2, the Carabao
Oh.
Cup, and then obviously
You lose the match 2-2.
lose the match
Yeah.
2-2. But yeah, so all in all, Duncan on West Ham, great 6-0 win. Where else do you want to go? Oh, Nigeria got me my head through bro. Got my head through the ceiling last night. I had to drive back
Ah.
from Birmingham after the match. Got home at like 12:45.
Oh, was you watching? Well, did you watch it
I
in
watched in
commentary?
Cov, yeah, in Cov, yeah.
Oof, long day, long day. Um, that is great. That
Put
cool
Chris Ross
Nigeria.
Barkley in there, man.
Yeah, words. Um, he said that if Hoyland scores against Villa, we can have a little discussion on him.
Oh, I said if he gets one more, yeah, no. Hoyland, he seems like he's like you said, he's broken his duck and now he's found his shooting boots. But yeah, again, I'm interested to see how which 70 million pound player would have got this long without criticism. But he's finally the patience seems to
He's
have.
not doing that with Sabuzla.
Pardon,
70.
what's Shabazai done wrong? Because didn't he start? Didn't he hit the
It's
ground
meaty.
running?
It's meaty, bro. It's
But he
meaty.
hit the ground running.
Just
He
been
hit.
meaty.
Didn't he?
Just been meaty.
See,
But
you
they
can't.
don't
If you're
care.
gonna talk about, it, don't lie. He hit the
I'm
ground
not
running.
lying though. I'm not lying. You saw the bangers and all of that. And you're just like, yep, this
Yeah,
guy's
but
it.
so that lasted. Then in October he slumped. From October he slumped, and then halfway through October to now he's been injured. Like from then he's been injured and he's in and out of the team.
Needy, man. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You're talking about 70 million pound signings, but I don't know, man. I don't know. But I'm
All
happy
right,
he's
so wait, Hoyland, yeah, he's scoring, but I think he's good. I don't think he's special. That's all I say. I just don't think he's
that's
special.
calm. That's
I don't
calm.
think he's special. I don't think he
I
takes us
just
to the
need
promised land.
I just need him to bang goals. As long as he starts getting on the score sheet, finding himself, I'm happy to. As I said, that he's a 20-year-old or 21 now. Like first season in the Premier League. I'm happy to ride through
But what do you
the.
think he can get you this season? 15?
He's got 11 already.
We talk
Let's
about.
get,
No, I'm talking about
let's
Prem goals. Don't talk about tournaments
got
you're not
what
in.
5 Prem goals. Can get 10. Can get probably get 12.
You
How
can't get
long?
15 though.
Nah, we'll take 12 in his first season.
You take 12. Okay, yeah. No worries.
Take 12. Um, what else we got to talk about, man? Nigeria, Afcon really just, yeah, good Afcon discussion, man.
Nah, just yeah.
Man call players crap. Man can call players from their clubs crap week in, week out, but they'll be their favourites in the national shirt. Nobody will speak. I got no problem with you calling them crap. Absolutely no problem. Absolutely no problem. Grant, where was this grace for McTominay and Fred in the bin? Because they were there like they'd been here for 5 years by the time
Bro, you
they
cuss Nunes, bro. Nunes hadn't been there for 5 years.
August Nunes. What's your point?
What I'm saying is you can't move the goal.
I've never stopped you lot from cussing Hoyland because at the beginning he was crap. But
No, I'm not even talking
I just
about.
said, I just said rock with him. I just said rock with him. Let's see. You lot are ready to do this for like 6, 7, 8, 9 games in. I just said rock with like let's see where it can go. That's all I said. I never stopped you lot from cussing him. You could cuss him because he was playing crap. I just said let's see. I just said I'm not ready to call him a bust. I'm not ready to give up on him. 10 games into his Man United career. That's all I said. That's it. That's all I said. If you don't wanted to call him crap, do your thing. I just said I'm not ready to give up on him 10 games in. Grant, are you worried it could be a purple patch? Yeah, it could be a purple patch. Strikers go through purple patches. As long as you take a couple games off, start scoring again, get a bit more rhythm. I think that's what's important. Like I'm not again, I like Hoyland as a striker, so I believe like even if he doesn't score consistently in his first season, because again, you're like you are right. He's gone through he went through 13 games or whatever it was in the Premier League without scoring. Now he scored 5 games in a row or something. Like he's not gonna continue. He's not gonna continue scoring every
Right,
game. That's not gonna happen.
right. Enough of that. No one cares. It will be played for Nigeria for 9 years. Yeah. You man, and Hugo says you man are the ones holding Nigeria back because you're not ready to be honest. That's
Um Also, so Olga, put more into comments because I'd love to know how we can be more honest about Nigeria football, like how we can push Nigeria football
because let's
forward.
be honest. At the start of this tournament, none of us cared. Don't make us care. Don't make us believe, and then drop that performance.
No,
That's all I'm
stop,
saying.
stop. Because it's a
Oh,
journey, bro.
stop,
It's a
man.
journey.
Stop, man.
You
Don't
can't,
listen.
you can't just look
Listen.
in for the good times, bro. You can't just look in
Listen.
for the good times.
Listen.
What's that?
Listen. Listen
What's
to
that?
me. Listen to
You've
me.
watched too much Nigerian football. You've watched too much Nigerian football to say, oh, nobody believed before. Then they started playing well, or they started winning, and we wanted to. Now you owe it to us to win. It doesn't. It doesn't happen like that. You know
Listen
that.
to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. At the start of this tournament, Nigerians were just like, oh, Afcon's about to happen. Da, 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 da. No one expected to win, and no one believed or really cared. We got to the knockouts. We've seen all the people that have dropped out, and we're like, they're actually playing well. They're being professional. Our defense is solid. Nigeria typically have an awful defense, going all the way back. So we're seeing a good defense. It's just the foundation of winning a good tournament, and we're playing okay. Then we start to believe. And you're saying you don't be here for the good times. I'm not saying I'm not angry. I'm angry they didn't win. I'm not getting onto them for not winning. This is what you're not understanding. You don't get this far into the tournament and play one of the worst finals we've ever seen. You wasted everybody's time, bro.
That's the life of a football fan. I like.
No, but no,
It's
no,
the
no,
life
no,
of a
no, no,
football
no, no.
fan.
Because we've lost finals. You've lost finals. Arsenal's lost finals. Man United's lost finals. Liverpool, everybody's lost finals. By the end of the day, yeah, Like they went out like Tottenham in the Champions League final, bro.
Yeah.
What? How forget? Ooh. And guys, thanks for tuning into TF3, man. I'm done. It's
No,
nearly
no,
11 o'clock because
I'm
my head's
genuinely
so
trying.
hot. Like you've got me angry again. It's literally
How?
24
What?
hours ago because you're endorsing this rubbish.
I'm not
And this is
endorsing. I'm not
and this is
endorsing
why
it.
I didn't even go into group
I've
chats and be
agreed with you
arguing
that
because
it needs
people.
to change. I've agreed with you that things need to change. I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree with you that things need to change. We just differ on how it needs to change.
Okay,
That's how we differ. Because I'd like
pick all of
the
them.
whole point. The
Pick
whole point of
everybody. Pick
huh?
everyone that plays in Europe. Then just pick everyone and let's see what
Nobody's saying
changes.
that. Nobody's saying that.
Let's see
But
what changes. Let's
again,
see what changes.
we saw with even with England, it was the same thing with England. But when they got knocked towards it, when they
Bro,
didn't win.
thank you. Ghanaians are out here dragging their play. Cameroon. People are talking about abuse. Cameroon, not Cameroon. What's the Ivory Coast? On the first match, ooh, they was gonna f up the team. They had to get an escort off the pitch. The Ivorians that won. That you're saying you can't. You're saying talk about abuse. They was gonna f them up off the pitch. Do you not see in the group stages where they had to escort them off the pitch?
My thing is,
Did you see them not? Did you see after the first game they weren't gonna rough up Chris Hughton? Did you not see it?
I don't mind. You're 100%
Okay
right.
then.
As in that
Okay then.
there's clearly like structural failures with Ghana that need to be addressed as well. Like clearly, they keep getting it wrong. This is not like I want that for Nigeria as well. I want like those structural failures to be addressed as well. But there's so like it's work that goes into it. You don't just do it. So like it doesn't just come. I say if it was
Okay.
a simple, if it was simple as
Let
just
me
going back
entertain
to
your combo. Let me entertain your combo. The NFF pattern it, and that takes a decade.
yeah.
So from now till 2034, we keep doing as we're doing. Yeah. Do you think like we'll get better?
I think
Because
you don't have,
I don't think the quality improves unless we get a worldie who randomly decides to pick. But that's fine. We don't know about that.
but it's
But
not all. It's not just like how. What is the breakdown of this Spora versus domestic?
no. But
In the
because
squad,
effort.
like,
Oh, what's the breakdown? What's the
in the
breakdown?
squad,
I
like
don't know. I don't know. But I know now we have a lot more diaspora man in the squad. Yeah. And one thing I couldn't discount Nigeria on growing up was that even though the quality was bad, you never questioned the effort. Now, what I'm saying is now we've got improved quality.
Well, what does that
Now,
look like? What does that look like? We can't. I'm not letting you get away with just saying. But what does you can never question the effort? What does that actually mean? What because we've been crap. We've been crap in between 1994 and 2013. We had maybe one.
no, 90s we were good. 90s we were good.
Yeah,
90s we were good.
90s we were good. Okay, cool. I
So
can hold that.
let's go noughties up until like noughties we had a team on paper, but then let's say like 2006 all the way up to like 2012, the quality was bad.
But I want you to tell me what does you could never question their effort and what does that actually what did that look like to you?
As simplistic as it is, they, they tackled and they ran around. It sounds so basic. It sounds so basic, but this is the level we're working with when it comes to the final because this didn't even exist in the final, bro. Like this isn't even exist in the final, and that's all I'm trying to say. The basics were missing because that final, if you can't even watch it again. I watched matches twice. You can't watch that match again as a Nigeria fan because it was painful. We did nothing. We got the ball, we kicked it. The few times it came into the midfield, the passes were short, or the second balls, the spillages. Fofana and Kessie was cleaning everything up. So the basics of tackling and running around and getting about wasn't even there for the quality to shine through. That's all I'm saying.
So Grant, you genuinely watched that game and you thought them man put effort into that final. Yeah, I do. I do. I think they just bottled it. They shut the pants.
Say nothing. Say nothing.
They
We're going
they
around in
shut their
circles,
pants.
innit? And I'm
They shut their pants.
getting up at 5 a.m. tomorrow, so I've got to go in it. I'm not doing
We
it. I'm
doing? We
sweating
doing
as
tomorrow?
well. I'm going to work. Going to work, going to the office. What do you mean where am I going at 5 a.m.?
What?
Who links someone at 5 a.m., you sicko? You trying
No,
to link forward, like where am I going? I'm going to work, bruv. It's at 5. I'm waking up at 5. I'm going to work to earn a living.
I say he was linking anyway. I just curious, like, yeah, you usually wake up at 5 to go
What?
work.
Yes, that's the exact time I wake up
The
to go
exact
into the
time.
office. Yes.
Fair play, bro.
Working
Fair
Heathrow,
play.
bro. I work. That's Quay, you know.
Oh my
Me
god.
messed
Where
up.
they'll go back to the
Sweating.
domestic clubs and start
Sweating at
netting.
11. I'm not talking about the Prem no more.
Watch my man when he goes back to Fulham.
Oh, when he goes to Fulham, watch.
Watch the other guy.
And this thing, no one stop begging people, one, to pick Nigeria. That's what I'm gonna say. Stop begging people to pick Nigeria because they don't owe you. Let them pick where they call home, and that's fine. Stop begging them, because then when you beg them and they pick, or they come and it's a second choice, then one, they act like it's a favor. Stop, just stop. It's not a favor. You're not doing anyone a favor by picking Nigeria. There's 200 million more people in the world that will pick up that shirt. It's not a favor. So stop doing that. That's yeah. And then also, don't beg him to not like. If you want to retire, bro. I'm not gonna apologize.
I'm not waiting on anyone. It's not about players. Obviously, you want players to come and play for Nigeria that want to play for Nigeria. Again, that is a big thing. But again, whether we pick domestic players, pick diaspora, the same problems are gonna arise if we don't fix the structural problems. That's the thing that it doesn't matter who we pick. Nigerian structure has been rubbish for too long, and we need a structural change. We can. This is again. If it feels very much like this is very surface level. We want you to discuss. We want you to fight over domestic player, diaspora players, and meanwhile the Nigerian the NFF just get to sit back and put the blame on everyone else. Once we start sorting out structural problems, then we can really start. It's the same as like. Let's not go into club football, but yeah, fix the structural problems, and then you can start properly looking at managers. You can start properly looking at players and say, you know what, this isn't working. That's my opinion. Before we start doing diaspora versus domestic, fix the structures, and then we can talk. And on that note, Shem, got anything else you want to add?
I agree. So literally 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Like we're literally saying the same thing. We're more or less just saying like, yeah. Thanks for tuning in, guys, man.
No, I appreciate you guys being in the comments, man. If you're still here, give us a like on the way out. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. If you enjoyed this content, if you enjoyed the talk, subscribe. We'll try and do more Afcon content. We'll try to do more Nigeria content, because clearly this is what gets the blood flowing. This is what gets the juices flowing. Salute my people. Play that music.
David De Gea, 7 shots on target.
He said looking like he's trying to
Let's
wing this one into
go!
Get over, play now!